you see in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra also, there is one very great emphasis given about the importance of focus in anything we do. You will see in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the Vitarka Bhavane Pratipaksha Bhavanam, he says, which means when one tries to chant the holy name or meditate, many opposing elements will enter into the mind and take our attention away from chanting. So one should substitute them with the positive objects, like for example, one is thinking of some cinema actor, actress. They should be substituted by Radha and Krishna in the mind. So that is to counteract, it is said. So the material objects should be counteracted by spiritual objects. One is remembering the office building. One should think of the gopuram of the temple. You may have skyscraper building, you replace it with the gopuram of the temple, with all its beautiful details of the pastimes of the Lord in the temple, isn't it? Or one is remembering some cinema song, immediately substitute it with, one should remember some Hare Krishna tune, or the Vaishnava song. So in this way, this is called as Vitarka Bhavane Patipaksha Bhavanam, opposing the material vibration by spiritual vibration. This is one of the things he says. And then another one he says, Chittasya vritti nirodha, he says. He's saying that Chitta is like a lake in which the full moon can be clearly seen, like you see in a mirror. You can see clearly. But when the lake is disturbed water, ripples, then the moon appears to be broken. It's like wavy. It's not very clear. So when the chitta or the mind is wandering, it's like shaking a lake, water. So then the full moon of Lord Krishna Chandra is not visible. It's like Krishna slightly visible and goes away. Then similarly the Mahamantra also, it just is partially heard, it just evaporates. Just like in a hot tawa, you sprinkle water, immediately goes away. It doesn't stay. But if the tawa is not hot, you pour water, it will remain as it is. So we want to have the mantra heard well, but it gets evaporated because of the agitation of the mind. So the ripples in the water should be subsided. So in that there are three things: vritti, vasana, sanskar, we call it. Vritti is small ripples, and then if you throw a stone, then it's like waves come. That's called vasana. Throw a big boulder, and huge tides come. That is called sanskara. So vritti only becomes vasanas. Vasanas become sanskara. Vritti is the habit which you cultivate. Then it comes like a second nature. And vasana means it has become the tendency now. Like for example, you have a liquor pot. You throw away the liquor, wash it with water, take a dry napkin and wipe it, and then smell it. Still smell will come. That's called vasana. That means even after you have stopped the habit, the tendency, lingering tendency is still in the mind. That is called vasana. And sanskara means it's a propensity. It becomes like a propensity only. The difference between vasana and sanskara is, vasana means if there is an opportunity, say for example, my doctor has told don't eat samosas. Right now you are having obesity, for example, I am saying. So if samosa comes your way, you will accept. You will say that, doctor told, still it's alright, one I can take. You will take it. But sanskara means you will go and search. Is there samosa available anywhere? Even when it is not there, you will say, that's why that difference between tendency and propensity. Correct? And vritti means, you are just not getting into the habit of eating samosa despite having obesity. Vritti means you like it, like to do that activity. Vasana means you have a strong tendency, so much so that if it comes your way, you cannot say no to it. Whereas sanskar means you go all out for it and searching for it. In this way, our bad habits also go from vritti, vasana and sanskara. And to the degree we go from vritti to vasana and sanskara, the disturbance in the lake of the mind is more. Then we have to bring it from sanskara back to vasana, vasana back to vritti. And the vritti should be nullified. That's called the chittasya vritti nirodha. Nirodha means nullified. Then the lake becomes completely serene, practically like a glass mirror. And then the mirror, if there is a light there, exactly it will be fully seen. And that means in a calm mind, the Lord is visible. Now, if you take a lens, if you shake the lens, can you get the focal point? No. If you hold the lens and then gradually move it up and down and then find out where is the focal point, then you can burn a paper or cotton. Similarly, the impurities in the mind get purified only in the namabhas stage. So, namabhas is the second stage. That is aparadhanam, namabhas, shuddhanam. So in aparadha stage, there is no concentration because of aparadhas. It's like the vritti, vasana, sanskar. These things are going up and down. Somebody told me something yesterday. I'm a little upset with that, or I have some revengeful thoughts. I have some anger towards somebody, hatred towards somebody, or I have some things to do. So all these things are going on. It's like raging mind, we call it. In a raging mind, there cannot be any concentration at all. Focus is completely lost in that. So, how to calm the raging mind? In the Patanjali Sutra, 10 items are said, beginning with ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, yamaha. These are the don'ts. Ahimsa, don't injure other living entities. Satya, always speak the truth. Asteya, don't steal the credit that is due for others. Brahmacharya means continence, which means one should Kaya vacha manasa sarvavastam susarvada sarvatra maituna tyago brahmacharyam prasakshati. This is the definition. Which means there is a brahmacharya, unnecessary one should not indulge in sex life for recreation, and then one forgets the goal of life. And those are brahmacharis, there is a restriction of treating every woman as a mother. And aparigraha means non-accumulation. That means don't accumulate too much, because accumulating too much also increases anxiety. More the land, more the cars, more the bank balance, more the dresses, more. So everything, the more means more anxiety also. More management, more anxiety. And then shaucha means cleanliness, santosha. Cleanliness means what? Cleaning the body, taking bath, cleaning the mouth, cleaning the speech, cleaning the money. By giving charity, money gets cleaned. By brushing the teeth, mouth is purified. And by speaking purely and not speaking any bad or ill words, then mouth is purified also by that. In this way, and the chitta, heart is purified by the chanting of the holy name. So, shaucha, santosha means contentment, satisfaction. So, one should be satisfied with God-given gifts and not hanker for what others have, or not become greedy to have more. And one should not be envious or malicious towards those who are gifted by God with much more things, what we may not have. So contentment is required. So shaucha, santosha, swadhyaya means study of the Vedic texts, scriptures like Gita, Bhagavatam. Swadhyaya, Japa, which we are already doing, Nam Japa. And Ishara Pranidhani means having a mindset of Sharanagati. This is a very, very important. Recently I was in Farmington Hills, I spoke on this Sharanagati. Sharanagati is a very, very important thing. Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam rakshasya vishwaso goptritvaranam tata atmanikshepa karpanye. So these 6 items, if they are nicely learned, if you put in my channel this Sharanagati, you will get that. These 6, I myself felt I have a lot of homework to do in my life also. When I learnt recently from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary, it is so good it is to learn. Because once the Sharanagati principle is at least understood, for each of it he has given songs. We should sing those songs, read the meanings, and internalize the meanings. Then that is Ishara Pranidhani. We get a mental disposition of dependence on the Lord and surrender to Lord like that. So when we do these 10 items, mind will come to a ground level, very calm. These 10 items are nicely focused there. You can learn more about it. You can go and search more materials on these 10 items in Vaishnava life. So these are ways, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says this in the Chaitanya Shikshamrita, that if these items are followed, one's mind becomes very strong and determined in keeping the focus in chanting the holy name. Like that. So because our mind gets weak in Kali Yuga, because when does mind become weak? When it associates with sense gratification. Mind becomes weak. When mind is free from sense gratification and develops detachment and focus on the Lord, mind becomes very strong, determined like that. So now, in this way, when the mind is brought to ground level, then the three things are said: Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. I will give one example for each and I will conclude the talk. Dharana means to hold. The holy name, when we are chanting, we should be able to hold it. How do we hold it? Just like you have a plate where you ate the prasadam, now you are talking to somebody for half an hour, hands are dry, plate is dry. Now if you overflood the plate with water and leave it at the sink, come half an hour later, everything will come out. Correct, no? If you do like this, everything will come out. But on the other hand, you try to wash it, it will be like that. It will be difficult to remove. Correct, no? But if you keep it overflooded with water, later on it becomes easy. Similarly, if you overflood the mind with the holy name, then the mind is able to remove the impurities very easily. Later on, as we keep chanting like that. So now, how do we overflood the mind with the holy name? I will tell you about this. That means, therefore, our Burijan Prabhu teaches in his book, Japa. He says, you will not be able to swallow the whole holy name. It's not possible to chant everything. He says that chant two words, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Actually, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He says the word Dharana means you have to hold two words. Our son Bhanu Maharaj was telling how wonderful this Mahamantra is. You get both the divine couple, Radha and Krishna, you get together. He is saying that with realization. Because when you get Radha and Krishna together at the lotus feet in front of you, he says, Aha Prabhu Nanda Sutta, Vrishabhanu Sutta Yuta, Karuna Korohei, Baro. He says, Narottam Thakur sings like that. So, when I am chanting, immediately the divine couple is coming and standing right in front of me on a spiritual plane, which I am unable to see with my material eyes. We are not able to see, but it is a reality. When whatever name, the spiritual plane, whatever you say is absolutely true. There is no falsity in that. So, we are praying to them. So, dharana happens when three things: thinking, feeling, willing are the activities of the mind. When we can hold, we have to think about the glories of the holy name before we begin chanting. How to think? Golokera prema dhana Harinama Sankirtana Ratina Janme Loke Netai. So one should think that, the holy name has been imported from the spiritual world to the material world. It has come down mercifully to purify my heart and take me back to Godhead. So in this way one should think of the glories of the holy name. And how should one feel? One should feel like the second verse of Shikshashtakam. What is that? Durdaivam Yidrisham Ihajanina Anuragaha. Oh my dear Lord, although the holy name is so mighty, powerful, it is invested with all your names are invested with potencies. Like when you say Krishna is Karuna Sindhu, it is invested with the potency of compassion to deliver us. When you utter the name, Govardhan, Giridhari, he has the ability to offer shelter-giving potency. So each name has different type of potency. Like for example, Apad Bandhava. When you say like that, immediately it has a Shakti of protecting like a relative in Apad. How the mother protects a child like that. Anatha Rakshaka means when we are left all alone in this world with no one to care for, at that time it's a protective potency. So every name has some powerful potency endowed with it, but I am not able to call your holy names with feeling. I lack the feeling, I have a hard heart like a stone. So one should think like that. And willing, how do you engage the willing? Willing means, is when Tamaksha Maharaj used to catch the bead like this, so that you don't miss any bead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. You would put like that. Then Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. By doing this, what happens? You don't miss. It's not that sometimes you move 2, 3, 1 mantra. So it should take at least 1 hour 45 minutes to 2 hours. It should take to complete the chanting. If somebody is finishing chanting in 1 hour 15 minutes, that means he is speeding up. Some mantras are left out. So that is willing. So thinking, feeling, willing. If it is engaged, then the dharana happens. So for dharana to happen, one more very important thing is we should withdraw the mind from the external clutter of the world. by cultivating detachment. How do you cultivate detachment? Just before chanting, you sit down in a place. As I told you, one eye you close and another eye you look at the tip of the nose and speak to your mind. Mind and mind. Vajahure mana, Shinandanandana, Abhayatharana Arvindare. See, this material world is full of dangers. Yesterday I was showing the classes, isn't it? There was California fires, and here we are hearing about some storm or something. Wars are going on. Situation of India, Pak and India, Bangladesh is not good. China is aiming at multiple countries attack. And that there are two big giants who are Russia and America. World situation is not very good. Plus, in the social media, people are hurting one another by hurling so many words and everything. So the world situation is not very good. And we are living also in a dark age called Kali Yuga. So one should not take shelter of material life. One should take care of spiritual life. So one should know that, and then take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, Abhayacharana Arvindare, only can give me shelter. And you can sing this famous song, few lines. Ekona bujinu prabhu. First 4-5 lines if you sing, that talks about you are my protector, you are my maintainer. So you prepare your mind to connect with the eternal truths and get out of the temporary truth. Although, yes, it is true that we are in a temporary situation in this world, but we don't have to be completely stupid in that always. Withdraw from it and think about, I am in the middle planetary system and there are upper and lower planetary systems, and Lord Vishnu, from his navel, Brahma is born, and then outside is one Brahmanda, there are millions of Brahmandas coming from the pores of Mahavishnu's body. And even that Mahavishnu is Kala, Amsha of Krishna. Ultimately, Krishna is my master, and Krishna Das and my Guru has put me in touch with Krishna. So these kind of thoughts should occupy our mind, because then we are able to withdraw from the immediate situation. Otherwise, mind remains cluttered completely. If it is absorbed in the worldly things, then we don't rise beyond the material platform. When you withdraw it, then it's like aeroplane taking off. Aeroplane taking and going. Otherwise, the car and aeroplane are running in the runway in the same way. And the car will remain there only, but aeroplane will go up. So because we are human beings, we can become transcendental in thought. And then by in this way, taking off, then what a dharana happens. Then when you chant the holy name is like the life rope for us. Somebody is throwing the rope into the well. If you hold on to it, then you will be taken back to Godhead. So in this way, dharana, you hold it. Agavasara was holding Krishna, therefore he was given Swarupa Siddhi. We should hold the mantra in our mind. So two words, and then one mantra is you are able to hold it. Gurujan always used to ask her, now you chanted one, how many mantras you could hear? You would ask, one mantra? Some people said 4 mantras, some people said 6 mantras. So even if we chant 108 mantras, only some we are able to hold. As our holding ability increases, then only Dhyana comes. Dhyana means one pointed focus. Dharana is to hold, Dhyana means to focus, and Samadhi means to absorb. Completely absorb. Like gulab jamun is absorbing the water. Then it is tasty. Imagine a gulab jamun is a rock like gulab jamun, like karak ball. And it doesn't touch the water at all, and you put it, and your tooth are paining. Isn't it? So nobody likes a hard heart. Even Krishna doesn't like a hard heart. Krishna likes a heart which is like soft gulab jamun, which is soaked in that syrup. Then it is very, very delicious. So our heart also, when it is soaked in absorption in the holy name, and so 3 things are 3 different things: Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi, absorption. So the one leads to the other. When we are holding very nicely and chanting the holy name, suddenly if some noise or something comes, you open your eyes. That's the time you will realize that I am here. Otherwise, you will forget where you are. You all have experience of that. When you are reading a book continuously for a long time, so you don't even know where you are. Suddenly you see, sometimes you are somebody standing in front of you, your eyes are open also, but your mind is elsewhere. Then you won't be able to see them. Correct? No? So the chanting of the holy name, if it is done nicely in the morning, with full absorption, that means holding, focus and absorption, 3 things. If you do like that, then by that kind of absorption in the morning of the holy name, our mind is, because it is soaked in spiritual vibration, that vibration will save us from so many challenging situations during the day. There are situations which produce anger in us. There are situations which produce quarrel with others. There are situations where we may speak some inappropriate words. There are situations where we find it difficult to make decisions. In all the situations, the holy name will help us. Because the holy name has not left you, the holy name goes with you. Wherever you go, it is remaining in the background of your mind. If anything we do with absorption, it has an absorbing effect. For example, I heard one kirtan. It was so soothing kirtan. And afterwards, this Prabhuji was singing, what is his name? Gauravani Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. 3 months later also it's difficult to forget this. This tune is haunting the mind, correct? Somebody who sings very sincerely, it comes from the heart. So it keeps haunting us wherever you go. So that if it is haunting, that is absorption. So what are the 3 things I told you? Dharana,
then Samadhi,
Dhyana,
Dhyana and Samadhi.
Dharana is?
Hold.
And Dhyana?
Meditation.
One-pointed focus. And Samadhi? Absorption. Yeah. Like blotting paper, you keep an ink pen, it absorbs. So gulab jamun, blotting paper, examples are given for the absorption. So let us take this message with us that daily let us perform. Now when we chant with attention, then each activity we can do with attention. For example, I am reading Prabhupada's book. The same thing what happens in chanting will come in the reading also. Similarly, you are doing your job in the company, you have to do a program. When your absorption is there, you do very fast. When we are distracted, mind cannot handle multiple things. Then you see that our speed is slowed down. Like for somebody is driving the car, somebody is talking something, that is distracting a person. Then he looks there and the car loses control. Correct, no? Like one time we were coming out of a colony. I was asking a devotee that, how did you develop this community so nicely, Prabhuji? I asked. He became enthusiastic. This is the colony we are coming out. Here one big truck is coming and Gopal Prabhu was sitting behind. And the car was coming out, Gopal Prabhu shouted, Prabhuji! He shouted. Then this Prabhuji didn't know whether to go this side or remain inside because already he came faster. While going out, he is supposed to see. He became enthusiastic and explaining. So, fortunately, he went like this. Fortunately, there was no vehicle this side. And then we just went like this and truck went like this. Then we both told the Prabhuji, we will not talk to you. We told him, you just keep driving. You do it with focus. Because he became enthusiastic with the program, what he is doing. And he wanted to describe. So he's staring also, he left. He was going, doing the hand. Because subject matter was very interesting. Because distraction means alternative attraction. So during chanting time, we should not be enthusiastic about anything else. The only thing is, now this is time to chant. Tell the mind, this is time to chant. All other things are very interesting, but not now. Now let us focus so there will be no accident in chanting. Harinam Prabhu ki. Let's offer our humble obeisance to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like this trees, ocean of mercy, full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Namachari Haridas Thakur ki